All right, meal number 2, because meal number 1 was very light. I actually had cottage cheese. It was 2 servings of cottage cheese with 2 bananas for a total of about 500 calories. It was just kind of, I was hungry. It wasn't anything super heavy. It was just light. I was hungry and it was easy to make. I honestly didn't make anything. It was just in my fridge. I grabbed 2 of these guys, just kind of split them into the cottage cheese container. I didn't even put it into a bowl or anything, and then I just ate it as is. So that was a good amount of carbs, protein, and fats. It was 4% fat cottage cheese, and obviously the 2 bananas are average size, I think. I mean, maybe they're on the bigger side, but organic bananas. So, but anyways, that brings us to meal number 2, and here it is. We've got Old Faithful. We've got 100 grams of rice. We've got 8 ounces of steak and 60 grams of cheese. It was supposed to be 70. I ended up doing just 60 because of my hand-eye coordination of cutting the cheese. So I was off by 10 grams, but it is what it is. And I'm also going to be adding in this coconut juice. I know I should have the coconut water, but this has just been in there for so long. Actually, I think this is the same thing. Anyways, fuck it. I'm just going to drink this. I was supposed to drink this yesterday, and I ended up not drinking it for whatever reason. I think mostly it was just because my stomach started hurting, and that would be, I think it was due to, I took way too much creatine. I took way more creatine than I should have, that I've taken at once. I took 2 scoops. Each scoop is 5 grams. So I took 10 grams of powdered creatine to the dome. Just dry. I was going to dry scoop it, but then I had some water with it. And then, yeah, probably like 30 minutes later, my stomach was just hurting. I didn't have to use the restroom or anything. It was just, I was in pain. It just didn't feel good. So I didn't really drink anything else after that. I just finished the Gatorade that I had, and that was it. But for today, I'm feeling a little dehydrated. It might be the heat. It might be, stress. It might be, being, this post-sick healing. I don't know. But this is only 100 calories per container, and we've got some potassium in here. We've got about 20% of your daily value of potassium, which that in turn, is good. It adds to electrolytes. It's part of the electrolyte formula. So I'm going to get this down, and we're going to have a productive arm day today. It's going to be arm day. It's already 5 o'clock. That's crazy. But no matter, we're going to get this arm day in. I'm feeling good. Back's a little sore. Not too bad. And then eat arm day, and then come back and have dinner. So for total for today, not including the 100 calories, I haven't factored in the coconut juice yet. I hate that it's coconut juice. It should be coconut water. But I haven't factored that in yet. It is 8 ounces of steak, 100 grams of rice, and 60 grams of cheese, totaling us out with breakfast included to 1,302 calories, 101 grams of protein, and 143 really, because it's 142.9 grams of carbs and 36 grams of fat. So I think dinner is going to be yummy, because we're going to get to have extra fats in that. And I think that might be it, to be honest. I think we'll have, what am I going to want to do? Maybe more steak? I don't know. Haven't decided. Haven't thought out that far yet. Been super busy this morning, but feeling better, feeling strong. Gonna take my vitamins. Gonna not take 10 grams of powdered creatine to the dome. and then gonna hit the gym, come back, and meal number 3. So I will see you guys in a split second for meal number 3. So after further research today, and I mean, I think that's the whole point, right? It's that you're always not fluctuating, but kind of just rolling with the punches, right? So in this last, I don't know, half month, I've noticed that I've been getting a little softer than I'd want to during a maintenance phase. So I've kind of did some more research, and I found a what do you call it? I mean, a website, but it's kind of like a macro calculator. I mean, I guess it is a macro calculator, but it's really a total day energy expenditure calculator, TDEE. And I've never used one of these. I mean, I used a macro calculator, but it was different. It I think it was just a different website. This one was very simple to use, very easy, and it was pretty accurate to what my current TDEE is, which is about 1,900 to 2,000 calories a day. It's like 1973 or something like that for total expenditure of calories throughout the day, including a workout. So after it's been like 2 months of me kind of coming back into, like a higher calorie intake, higher carbs, higher fats. So it's been about a month or so in my maintenance phase, and I've noticed that my TDEE hasn't really gone up from when I was at the deficit. So now I'm starting to realize that my TDEE is about 2,000 calories a day, especially for my weight, because I've lost weight, and I think at one point, right, I was 180. Now I'm 154. The last time I weighed in was about 2 days ago. So I've weighed in, and I just went ahead and input that weight into the macro calculator, into the TDEE calculator, and it gave me 1973 calories, 148 grams of protein, which is kind of what I've been doing, 173 grams of carbs, which is way lower than what I've been doing. And for fats, it was at about 70, 74, 77. So I was kind of hitting the mark, but in terms of calorie intake, I was for sure going way over, which would make sense why I've been kind of getting a little softer, right? So with that being said, I think the new calorie intake, now that I've, kind of reset my metabolism, at least it feels like I have, just because I've been waking up super hungry. And, I used to not wake up super hungry, and I've been eating obviously more, but I've been gaining weight. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, that's just the glycogen, that's just your muscles filling back up, which I get it, but I just want to slow down a little bit on the calorie intake, and I think this is a good time to start slowing down. And really all that means is just slowing down on the carb intake. So I think I'm going to cut down on the carbs, put it at whatever the calculator said, I think it was 178, something like that. And kind of adjust it as needed as I go. And, kind of correlate that with the AI personal trainer that I've been using, right? And kind of see how that goes. So with that being said, we're resetting calories. We're bringing them in. We are bringing calories down from 2,400 to 21, 2,000, 2,100. Just because I think 24 and I felt it too. I think it was a little too much food for me throughout the day, especially if I wasn't working out. I just felt a little heavier, a little slower. So I think that's what, you know, I mean, I guess it was good for maintenance, but now that I think my metabolism's kind of like evening out, I think I'm just gonna stick to my true maintenance, which is what my Whoop has been telling me for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, that, you know, I burn about 2,000 calories a day with a workout in. So that being said, third meal of the day, final meal, and don't judge me, but I know it looks like goop, but you know, with the macros being updated and the caloric intake being updated, this is fitting perfectly into, well, more or less, right, from what I had left over and what I'm able to eat. So this is 85% ground beef, and obviously just a little bit of rice. This is 50 grams of white rice and 9 ounces of 85% ground beef. And that totals us out to 2,116 calories, 152 grams of protein, and 205 grams of carbs with 75 grams of fat, which I know it's still higher than what I wanted it to be, but being that I'm resetting or readjusting my calories at the end of the day, I had already consumed everything else, and I do need to get some fuel for the night. So that's what I got. Tomorrow it'll be obviously a little bit different, but for tonight, just the 9 ounces and 50 grams of rice. I mean, if I was doing this, if I was doing this the way that the new macros are supposed to be, I would have really only had like 10 grams of rice. I don't even think that little rice cooker can I don't think I can fathom what cooking 10 grams of fucking rice is. So we just did 50 just for, you know, it's not 100. 50, you know, I'm used to eating the 50 grams of rice, and I think it'll be fine. I'm really hungry. It was a solid arm day today, so had to get that little pose in for you guys. Solid arm day. Had a little bit of pre-workout, and yeah, gonna get this in and get my ass to bed because it is 11:30 and I've got a long day tomorrow. So I will see you guys for meal number 2 potentially, and yeah, stay consistent.